Hi everyone and welcome to our third lecture, which we will focus now on the stock market dynamics. So now we will focus on the stock market. So it is a dynamic and complex environment where shares of publicly traded companies are bought and sold. So just like what we mentioned before, dun sa stock market, no, dito nagkakaroon ng buying and selling of financial securities. So today, no, pag-aaralan natin, no, on how those financial securities are being traded in the stock market. First is market participants. So first is we have the retail investors. They are the individual investors who buy and sell stocks for personal investment purposes. Meron din tayong institutional investors. These are entities such as mutual funds, pension funds, and hedge funds that trade large volume of stocks on behalf of their clients. So, ang pinagkaiba lang naman nila is ito individual, ito institution or mga big companies. Then of course, you have the market makers. They are specialized firms that facilitate trading by maintaining bid and ask prices, providing liquidity to the market. We have this what we call order types. So first is market orders, instructions to buy or sell a stock at the current market price. These orders are executed immediately. So from the keyword order, 'di ba? Ito yung binibili natin or binebenta ng mga stock doon sa kanyang presyo, no? Present price. Then we have limit orders, specify the maximum for sell orders or minimum for buy orders price at which an investor is willing to trade. These orders may not be executed immediately depending on market conditions. So sa stock market kasi no, may tinatawag tayong limit orders kung saan pwede nating i-maximum magkano bang stocks o ilang stocks ba ang bibilin or ibebenta. Next is bid and ask prices. So bid price is the highest price a buyer is willing to pay for a stock. So pataasan yan syempre, while the ask price is the lowest price a seller is willing to accept for a stock. So yung difference nun, okay, is the what we call the bid-ask spread. No? The difference between the bid price, magkano ba willing bayaran ng buyer yung stock at magkano ba gusto ibenta nung seller yung stock. Next is market indices. So we have these key indices, benchmark indices like the S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and Nasdaq Composite represent the overall performance of the stock market. So meron kasing mga parang benchmark, no? Parang basihan natin na kung saan, for example, itong mga nabanggit na to sa New York Stock Exchange kasi to na pag ano yung takbo nung kanilang price sa stock market, parang it represents na rin the whole stock market of New York. So parang ganun, no? Sila yung parang pinaka-basehan. Parang sa dollar, 'di ba? Parang in terms of currency, 'di ba? Ang pagtaas at pagbaba ng value nakabase sa dollar. So ganun. Sectoral indices track the performance of specific sectors within the market, providing insights into the industry trends. So ito, sectoral, pang-industry lang siya. Hindi siya, it doesn't represent the overall stock. Next is market capitalization. So we have the large cap, mid cap, and small cap. So stocks are often categorized based on market capitalization, which is the total value of a company's outstanding shares. Large cap stocks typically belong to well-established companies, while mid cap and small cap stock represent smaller and potentially more growth-oriented companies. So depende nga dun sa outstanding share, so pwede kasing nasa large cap ka or pwede ring nasa mid cap or small cap ka. Next is stocks exchanges. So we have the New York Stock Exchange. We have the Nasdaq, no, National Association of Securities. I forgot the three, and others, no. Stock exchanges provide the infrastructure for buying and selling stock. Each exchange has its listing requirements and trading mechanism. So dito nagkakaroon ng palitan ng financial instruments. Electronic Communication Network. These are automated systems that match buy and sell orders electronically bypassing traditional exchanges. So before kasi traditional, no, minamanual natin sino ba yung parang gusto magbenta at sino yung gustong bumili. Then we try to match it, no, manually. But now with the help of technology, it's easy to automate those situation. Trading sessions. So, pre-market and after hours trading. While the regular trading hours are set by the exchange, some trading occurs before the market opens and after it closes. This session offer opportunities but often have lower liquidity. So dito kasi sa trading session, no, may tinatawag tayong pre-market and after hours trading kung saan parang nangyayari na yung trading before mag-open, no? Tapos possible din na may mga nangyayaring trading before mag-close yung regular hours, no? Let's say sa New York Stock or Philippine Stock Market. Next is market regulations. So, Security and Exchange Commission, it is the SEC regulates the securities industry to ensure fair practices, protect investors, and maintain market integrity. So, si SEC yung talaga nagpoprotekta both sa investors and those who are issuing financial securities. Listing requirements. Companies must meet specific criteria to be listed on exchanges, promoting transparency and credibility. So, before ka mapasama sa stock market, so may mga requirements si SEC, no? And you have to comply on that. Market liquidity. Liquidity is the ease with which an asset can be bought or sold in the market without affecting its price. So, syempre, no, yung the way we sell the products and turn it into cash is really important because it affects the liquidity. Volume and open interest. Trading volume measures the number of shares traded, while the open interest applies to options and future contracts, representing the total number of outstanding contracts. So, dito kasi sa trading volume, tinitingnan natin gaano ba karami yung shares na na-trade, no? Then, sa open interest, nagpo-focus siya dun sa tinatawag natin derivatives, no? So, pag-uusapan natin yan in the future, yung options and future contracts. Market trends and sentiment. So, we have the bull and bear markets. Pag sinabing bull markets are characterized by rising prices and investor optimism, while bear markets involve falling prices and pessimism. Investor sentiment. Psychological factors influence market movements, and sentiment indicators gauge the mood of market participants. So dito, no, is may mga psychological factors kasi na parang at affects, no, yung up and down ng market, no. It could be related to some gossips, no. It could be related to some hearsay, or possible there could be some situation that happens to a company that negatively affect them. So the investor might, divest their investment, mga ganun. Then market making strategies. So high frequency trading involves executing a large number of orders at extremely high speeds, often utilizing algorithms to exploit small price differential. So dito sa HFT is nagkakaroon tayo ng pagbili no nung mga stocks, no? At yun nga, na ma-maximize natin yung, dahil nga marami bumibili, we could able to have a smaller price of those stocks. Arbitrage, so profiting from price differences of the same asset on different exchanges or markets. So dito sa arbitrage, no, continuous yung pagbili natin or pagbenta sa mga different exchanges, no, or different markets. Kumbaga, uh, let's say, this stock, so could be sold in New York Stock Exchange. This stock could be also sold in Philippine Stock Exchange. So, diba, we are trying to sell this, no, as much as possible to different exchanges. Next is corporate actions. So, dividends and stock splits. These companies may distribute profits through dividends or adjust their stock prices through stock splits rather to manage liquidity. So, yung mga companies kasi, ang ginagawa nila is, yun nga, nagbibigay sila ng dividends, no, dun sa mga owners or stockholders. Then, ang ginagawa ng iba is, yun nga, parang nagkakaroon sila ng stock splits, no, kung saan they try to adjust their stock prices para, yun nga, magkaroon sila ng cash reserves at ma-manage yung kanilang liquidity. Next is market order flow. So we have this order book, which is a real-time, continually updated list of buy and sell orders for a particular security. It shows the demand and supply at different price level. So from the keyword book, no, ito yung parang yun nga, no, list ng mga buy and sell, yung mga bumili at magbebenta ng mga orders nila, no. And nakikita din natin dito kung mas mataas ba yung demand over supply or mas mababa yung demand over supply. Depth of market rather displays the quantity of shares available at various bid and ask prices. So dito makikita natin kung ilan ba yung available na mga shares for bidding, no? Kasi importante na makita yan ng mga investors para makapag-isip sila, no, where to bid. Trading halts and circuit breakers. So here, no, circuit breakers, these are mechanisms designed to temporarily halt trading in the event of significant market declines to prevent panic selling. They allow investor to regroup and reassess. So dito, pwede kasing yun nga, mag-circuit breaker kung nakikita nila tuloy-tuloy yung pagbaba ng stock market. So possible kasi magkaroon ng panic selling. So ayun, lalong babagsak yung market. So pwede silang mag-halt or mag-stop. Short selling. So here, short selling investors sell shares with the expectation of buying them back at a lower price. This strategy profits a decline in stock value. So dito ibebenta tapos on a, let's say, a short term period, pwedeng bilhin ulit. Next is short interest, the total number of shares that have been sold short but have not yet been covered or closed out. So ito naman yung sabi nga dito, ito yung number of shares daw na nabenta na pero may mga pa rin, may mga still remaining pa rin. Next is market indicators. So we have the moving average, smooth averages that help identify trends by eliminating short-term fluctuation. So dito, parang periodically bibili ka ng what you call this, ng stocks para nung sa ganun, yung kunyari nabili mo siya on the first period ng 50 pesos. Second period nabili mo siya ng 45 pesos. On the third period 48 pesos. Parang moving average siya, kumbaga nakukuha mo yung average na taas at pagbaba. So lumalabas kasi doon sa moving average, parang mas mataas yung possible na net na makukuha mo. Kasi nga, hindi mo kayang i-monitor minsan. Relatively Strength Index, a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements indicating overbought or oversold conditions. So dito sa RSI, nakikita natin kung meron bang tayong nabibili, no, na mga stocks or nabebenta na mga stocks na parang hindi ganun kaganda, no, sa financial position natin. So for example, nagbenta ka ng sobrang dami at this price, pero biglang tumaas yung presyo. So parang in a way, yung opportunity to sell it on a higher price na wala. Next is algorithmic trading. So algorithmic trading, the use of computer algorithms to automate trading decisions. Algorithm analyze market data and execute trades at a high speed. So si computer na yung parang nag-analyze nung pag up and down nung stocks, then yun, parang nagbibigay siya ng suggestions. Ano ba yung pwedeng maging trading decision? Are we going to sell? Are we going to buy? Something like that. Then algorithmic strategies include trend following like mean reversion, statistical arbitrage, and other quantitative techniques. So dito gumagamit tayo ng mga yun nga ng algorithm kung saan nakikita natin ano ba yung average na price for example, and ano ba yung pinaka magandang average kung saan pwede nang bilhin yung isang stock, no, na hindi ka naman lugi at possible mabilis yung return. Ganun din sa statistical arbitrage, saan bang market or exchange magandang ibenta yung stocks natin. So mga ganun. Corporate earnings and reports. So here, earnings season, periods when publicly traded companies release their quarterly and annual financial results. So ayun. So kumbaga naglalabas sila ng financial reports nila para makita ng mga investors ano na yung status nung mga financial instruments nila. Then of course, we have the guidance, forward-looking statements provided by companies to give investor insight into future performance. So nagbibigay din sila ng parang yun nga, guidance kung ano ba mangyayari dun sa kanilang mga investments. Dividend yields and payout ratios. So here, dividend yields, the annual dividend income expressed as a percentage of a stock's current market price. So, yun, yung pagbibigay natin ng dividend, percentage siya nung stock's current market price natin. Then, payout ratio, the percentage of earnings of a company pay out as dividends. So, kung kumita tayo, let's say ng 1 billion, how many percentage of that will be paid out as a dividend? Next is market psychology. So here we have this behavioral finance, the study of how psychological factors influence financial decision and market behavior. So in the stock market kasi, no, the investors, meron silang mga parang, pattern in how they think to buy or to sell their traded stocks. Then herding behavior, the tendency of investors to follow the crowd, leading to market trends and bubbles. So may mga psychological related behavior din si investor na paano ba siya susunod dun sa crowd, no? Yung makiki-ride sila. Regulatory changes and market structure. So in other countries, we have the MiFID, Markets and Financial Instrument Directive, in the European regulations, no? So it talks about investor protection. Here, of course, we have the SEC, no? We have the SEC Rule 606, which requires broker-dealers to disclose where they route customers' orders. So dito, transparency yung nangyayari. Next is impact of economic indicators. Here, we have economic reports indicating the gross domestic product growth, employment data, inflation, kasi nakaka-apekto talaga yan, no, sa stock market. Central bank action, decision on interest rate and monetary policy can influence investor sentiment and market direction. So yung central bank, no, may effect din siya dun sa pagtakbo ng stock market. Kasi sila yung nagdedesisyon gaano ba kataas ang interest rate, yung ipapaloan mo, ganun din in terms of other monetary policy. Global interconnectedness, no? So here, we have international markets kung saan mayroong mga events na nangyayari sa ibang bansa that affects the market, like what happened in, of course, no, Russia war, mga ganun. Then we also have market anomalies and inefficiencies. So inefficient market hypothesis, the theory that asset prices rather reflect all available information. However, anomalies and inefficiencies persist, providing opportunities for unskilled investors. So may mga discrepancy din na nangyayari pagdating sa paano ba tinataas ang prices ng stocks, no? So it is related to efficient market hypothesis. Next is social media and market influence. So this is market sentiment on social media like Twitter and Reddit, no? So nakaka-apekto din yan sa stock prices. So that's all, and thank you so much.